Welcome back to another transfer video for Manchester United. Now, not really a lot has been happening in the last few days regarding Manchester United transfers and updates. It has been pretty much standstill for Manchester United, besides the last bit of news that we heard since my last video. To be honest, there hasn't been too much talk, but there has been a slight increase in the Rafael Varane to Manchester United. Now, a lot of the top journalists are saying pretty much that it could happen for Manchester United now, and it's looking a lot more fucking likely that it's going to happen than I thought it would 3 or 4 or maybe even 6 weeks ago, when Manchester United were potentially looking at him. And I really thought that this is a Sergio Ramos deal. Now, Fabrizio Romano has said that this isn't the same situation as the Sergio Ramos deal, and that the player does want to leave for a new challenge. We have heard that before, and a few other sources are coming out now and saying that Manchester United are going to offer a proposal for the player, and that personal terms aren't an issue for the player, and basically Manchester United will probably put in an offer for the player, and the Manchester United are at this moment in time looking at paying sort of around 40 to 45 million, which is short of what Real Madrid are looking for, or something like that. Or I think they're looking for more around 50-60 million euros for the player, which is, for me, still, if Manchester United could get him at 60 million euros, that is still, I think, a decent deal for Manchester United. I really do. Yes, the player's got 1 year left on his contract, so I can see a bit why Manchester United are a bit wary of going over and beyond for the player. But this player has performed at the highest level for 11 years. I think he's been at fucking Real Madrid, which doesn't seem like 11 years, to be honest. But they signed him when he was ever so young. I think they signed him when he was 18 years of age. He's won, as we've gone through this in previous videos, 4 Champions Leagues, La Liga, World Cups. He's played for France for fucking God knows how long. You don't play for Real Madrid for that long alongside Sergio Ramos if you're not the dog's bollocks, in my opinion. And they were, and I'm sure I said this in the last video, they let in the second least amount of goals in La Liga last year, and apparently they were shocking Real Madrid. So it is positive, I think, this signing. Still, even if Varane wasn't at his best last season, still for me better than that of Lindelof, and it would mean that Lindelof is then the backup man, which, if you've got Lindelof as the backup centre back, that is good for Manchester United. So then if Harry Maguire or Varane get injured, then you're bringing in Lindelof, which isn't a bad backup replacement, is it, for Manchester United? And you're still probably going to have one of Bailey or Tuanzebe at the club still, as well as the fourth choice. So you'll have a lot more options at centre half, and the experience of Varane will be great, and the fact that he's very fast as well will be the key for Manchester United. He's so quick, he's rapid. So, and we need a good quick centre half in that defence, and he can bring, as we say, a lot of leadership. Maybe not the leadership that we want from the Sergio Ramos that we could have got a few years ago, but he'll bring a lot of experience as well to Manchester United that he's played in, and he's led obviously France to a World Cup win. He's helped lead Real Madrid to multiple Champions Leagues. So, I mean, a massive name in world football, Varane. So that is great for Manchester United. It really is. If Manchester United can get the deal done, it does look a lot more closer than I thought. I thought that it was the same as the Sergio Ramos deal, and now I'm not so sure. But I still wouldn't be surprised if in the next few days that come out that he's fucking signed a new contract at Real Madrid and he's going to stay there. But I think Real Madrid do need to offload players off their books in order to balance the books, and to at some point bring in the likes of Mbappe or maybe Haaland in the future to Real Madrid. They do love the attacking players. They've had so many good attacking players over the years, and they prefer to have attacking players over defenders. But they've had a good quality defence over the last few years, which has allowed them to win multiple Champions Leagues, win La Ligas, and dominate European football. But their team is nowhere near as good as it was, and Manchester United, if we could bring a few more players in, probably have a team that's better than Real Madrid. Maybe we can't go all the way in the Champions League yet, but at 28 years of age, if he does want to compete and win Champions Leagues again, are Real Madrid in a transition period? Yes, they are. Are Manchester United on? I mean, if Manchester United got their act together in the next year or so, we could be a force with this young team that we've got coming through. But we've got to get these types of players in to take us to that next level. If we don't do it, then this team's going to pass by, and this team's going to evolve and not quite make it in terms of winning leagues and winning Champions Leagues. Now is that crucial time, because we finished second under Jose Mourinho. Yes, a number of points behind, but he wasn't backed in order to take him to that next step. and that's what we've got to really make sure we do this fucking summer. We've got in the Sancho deal, which was great, to add a lot more depth and quality. Got to add that depth and quality at centre half and still the midfield. Now, there hasn't really been too much talks besides this. Kieran Trippier, there is reports that Manchester United are still interested, but it's looking a bit unlikely that deal can get done. And although I wasn't really too keen on Manchester United bothering to go for a right back with other options, I would have thought would have been more at the forefront for Manchester United, a midfielder and a centre half. I think a bigger problems for Manchester United to solve. But bringing Kieran Trippier in, it does seem like Manchester United want to have, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants the options that like Gareth Southgate had in the Euros, where Gareth Southgate brought Kieran Trippier in when he went to play with a back five. Now that does seem what Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to do if he brings in Kieran Trippier. So he would maybe then use Aaron Wan-Bissaka as another centre half in them sort of games, and he would have a lot more options there. So that could be an option. But if Manchester United are going to have to pay around 40 million euros for the geezer, he's fucking about 30 years of age, it is a lot of money. But if we were to get a centre half in Varane and get an experienced or a good quality coming midfield player, then I wouldn't be opposed to Kieran Trippier signing as an addition, because where the fuck's the money going to go? Straight in the Glazers' pockets if we don't just fucking spend it. So I wouldn't be opposed to that if that is the case. But I don't know why we don't use Diogo Dalot a bit more. He's younger and isn't too bad as a backup for me for Manchester United, but we're getting rid of him. I think as a backup he's okay, but Manchester United want to get rid of him, and he's still young and could improve. So we'll have to wait and see what happens on the Kieran Trippier situation. But the only other news is really the Camavinga deal, and it does look like James Ducker has been coming out and saying that pretty much Manchester United are not the forefront for Camavinga this summer, and his preferred destination is Spain. Now this and Real Madrid or Barcelona, this is a bit of a problem though for Camavinga, because if you're looking at where Rennes want to get rid of Camavinga this summer if he's not going to sign a new contract there, which will mean there's very limited clubs that are probably that he's going to want to go to, and PSG seem probably still the most likely destination, even though it seems like he prefers to go to Real Madrid or Barcelona now, because if he's not going to come to Manchester United, then they're probably the only option this summer. It doesn't look like Real Madrid and Barcelona have got a number of problems. Barcelona are in all sorts of problems with their wage structure and everything. So I'd be very surprised if Camavinga went there. And Real Madrid are looking to offload players and want to sign the likes of Mbappe and people like that over the next 12 months. So it's looking a bit unlikely there. So if he doesn't still go to PSG, there is still, for me, that slight option that he could end up coming to Manchester United. But if his preferred destination is Real Madrid, say, and going to Spain, and then his second option is going to PSG, and that doesn't materialise, then what is he coming to Manchester United? Manchester United would be mugs to be signing Camavinga if Manchester United is the third choice, to be honest, and that he doesn't really want to come to Manchester United. Now if he does want to come to Manchester United, then that is great, but if he doesn't want to come and we do still sign the geezer, for me it's not good. It's not good, because we've signed the likes of Di Maria when he just wanted to come here and collect the money, and fucking dickheads like that. And I want players that are going to come and hungry to play for Manchester United. Maybe he can build into something if he comes to Manchester United, because at this moment in time Pogba is still here. I mean, I still think that they could be linked to one another, but if Pogba stays and Varane's here, he would have two teammates in the national team, because I do expect Camavinga will probably get in the French side for the upcoming qualifiers and beyond for the World Cup. So he would have two French teammates here if he does decide to come to Manchester United. We will have to wait and see how it does plan out. I wouldn't rule it out completely yet, because obviously there isn't the big market for these types of players that there once was in the clubs that he could potentially go to, because I know he was linked a bit with Chelsea. But I think Chelsea are more concentrating on, at the moment, Haaland. I don't know what's going on there. And I think they more want Declan Rice. And I don't think Manchester United would get Declan Rice. So there isn't really a lot of other options for Camavinga. I mean, Arsenal were linked with him, but fucking Arsenal, no way are Arsenal going to get fucking Camavinga. No way is he going to go to a shit mid-table team like them. But there's not really too much else to say. I mean, obviously the news has broke that pretty much Rashford's going to be out for a couple of months of the season, so we've got to hope and pray this weekend that we can see some of the youngsters step up to the plate in the pre-season friendly against Derby. Hopefully the likes of Shora Thierry, Joe Hugel, etc. can get given an opportunity in that game, and maybe the following games against QPR and Preston. if they can impress in them games, maybe they could come in and fill in for a couple of games, maybe in a Champions League group stage game if Manchester United are comfortably winning or something, because it's going to be a long slug out these first couple of months. A lot of players have had a lot of football, played a lot of games in this Euros, and we may have to use a bit of rotation in these first coming months. So some of these players may have to be given their chance if Rashford's out. We're still yet to see Martial coming back into the training ground at this present moment, Lingard as well. So some of these youngsters will hopefully have to step up to the plate and maybe impress to look to cover that void left by Marcus Rashford at the start of the season, with question marks over whether Sancho is going to make the start of the season because he's going on his holiday now, etc. So we will have to wait and see what happens there. At this moment in time, we've only really got Mason Greenwood that's fully fit and raring to go in pre-season. That is a regular first teamer. I know we've got the likes of Elanga and that there, and Mata and people like that, but the actual forward position is a bit bleak at this moment in time with so many players on international duty and on their holidays now. So it's a bit worrying. I wish Marcus Rashford had fucking had this surgery while the Euros was going on. I know he wanted to play in the Euros, and it's a shame that he didn't actually play in the Euros, which has basically fucked up his whole summer, because he thought he was going to probably get in the starting lineup and play games. That was why he didn't go and have the surgery before. But Manchester United should have said, look, you've got to fucking miss this Euros, just get the surgery done and dusted and get yourself ready for Manchester United. We pay your big wages. England had enough cover there anyway. Even if Rashford had been in the main 11, they had enough cover there to cover them. And you know, it is what it is, but hopefully it's not too long for Marcus Rashford, because we need all the players we can get and all the squad depth that we can get to challenge Manchester City this season, because we know how strong their depth in squad is, and that's where Manchester United are going to fall short if they do fall short in that squad depth. On our day, we can beat a number of these sides. We've got to increase that quality in squad depth, so the quality doesn't drop when we're bringing players in off the bench and having to start them due to injury and suspension. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the transfers discussed. Hopefully there will be some more news on this Rafael Varane deal, at least in the next week or so. It is moving very fucking slow, and the season is going to start, and if we don't get Varane in before the start of the season, it's going to be a bit of a conundrum with potentially Harry Maguire maybe missing it due to being on his holidays and coming back late to the start of the season. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you're watching it on Facebook, please do hit the share button, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.